think I'm at a point in my life, and at this point, the typical channels, roads, paths, whatever you want to call it, are not so clearly laid. I'm doing a lot of navigating, but along the way I'm also learning to read signs in a new way, in a different way, in a way that holds some of greater importance. Because you don't really need the signs if you know exactly where you've been going for, months, years. It's just like a habit you don't even really see anymore. You're just kind of moving. Whether it's like a commute or some sort of ingrained sequence. It's just a habit of how you spend your day. But I'm not there right now. I have divested from certain paths and at the expense of my comfort gotten uncomfortable. The only irony there is that one of the reasons it's been so comfortable to get uncomfortable is because I was already so frustrated with my clearly laid path. So the kind of activation to get me up and out of the nest, or whatever that kind of comfortable landing place was after some time, not much. It didn't take much. But at the same time, it did take a lot of compounding events, which did make things very, very difficult for me for a good little while. And still continue to make life a challenge, I guess. But again, with the way that I'm moving through life right now, just navigating far more than simply setting out on the road, setting out in my commute or anything like that. Having to reflect and to think about what I'm doing, the life I'm designing, or the life I'm at least cultivating. And so the signs become a little bit more important. I got some really nice feedback last night. I was had a mediumly busy day. Most of my days are busy because I'm trying to work around other people and get people organized, and that's kind of one of the biggest consumers, I would say. But went to class, did some work before class, cleaned up my room, and actually even built a keyboard stand so I could rearrange my studio space. After class, I had a rehearsal with a friend. Also introduced that friend to one of my co-hosts for a show I have coming up. And did some business stuff, took a nap, did a bunch of marketing. We postered for our event, did some just self-promotion and that kind of stuff in person, handing out flyers, which is really something I do kind of wherever I am, which is why I like to keep stuff handy. I also, at the end of the night, got to go play an open mic night, because I always am trying to practice performance to keep those skills sharp, keep that going. And what happened was, I ended up seeing a friend there. He was doing his own little original set, but he plays guitar. And, he's a good musician. You can trust him to do a good job. And we just did a freestyle with him coming up with a small riff and that, and me ad-libbing my vocals. So did a couple songs. It was a lot of fun. It was kind of free form. Got to really use my voice as an instrument and really, again, communicating between the two of us instead of just playing a script. And it's something organic, it's something original, there's something about it that people want to see because it's inherently very human and very, very much about that inner communication. And afterwards, my friend Justin, he said, you know, I don't know, we were talking kind of offhand, and he was mentioning about playing with other musicians that he's done those kinds of like ad-lib stuff with, and one of them was a keyboardist from Wolfpack. And as many of my friends would know, I've always been impressed with the ability of this core group of white guys from Ann Arbor who really managed to sell themselves as a German funk rhythm section with, you know, excellent songwriting, excellent collaboration, and all that. So I was always selling Wolfpack partially because of the way they do music, which is just so it's so like fostering of that musical creative community. It's inherently like or ingenerate, like they kind of foster what they create, and it's attractive. It brings people in. It helps people to realize their own value that they can contribute, and that was kind of like what I had been doing along the lines of like in my life, my musical endeavors and stuff like that. But I was seeing that that's the way, because it's almost like a company that builds itself up from within, as opposed to just like looking outside to find a perfect employee or something like that. But it's also, again, it's attractive, especially in creative communities, when you have people doing well at the craft and then also inviting people in, just encouraging that growth. So why was this important? Well, Justin was talking about this. He said, you know, the last time I did a kind of collaboration, ad-lib, freestyle, one of the last times he did it was with one of the keyboardists from Wolfpack. And I was like, man, get out of here, you know, like, just, you're playing around, you know. And he said, no, you know, because that trust that I have with musicians like that is what allows me to do that. Because I know that, like, regardless, they're gonna show up, they're gonna put themselves out there, and they're not gonna back down. That's the biggest thing. Like, they're not gonna back down, and they're gonna see it through the hard, best way through. Best way is through. And he said, you know, I have that confidence, and I see that ability to show up and to see it through in you.